Alright folks, everything looks good. It runs good. I think we're done under the hood. I'm going to run it for a little bit, get it up to temperature, then we're going to change the oil, and we'll move underneath and start the real fun on the ball joints and spring hanger brackets. Alright, I just clipped off what was left of that cotter pin. You'll never get them out. Well, see, I think this upper ball joint nut's going to come off without having to pull the axle out, but sometimes you got to go ahead and just rip the whole CV axle out, which isn't a big deal. Okay, grab your favorite striking device. There it is. Sorry guys, this work light I'm using doesn't play well with the camera. So this is the factory ball joint, and you see it's riveted in place. So what we got to do is get these 4 rivets out. You can grind the heads off with the angle grinder or cut off wheel or whatever, but we'll just take the torch and zip the heads right off and then use an air hammer to punch those rivets out, and this whole thing should slide out of the control arm.
What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
Well folks, I feel like I brought superior forces, but I am getting nowhere with this ball joint. So I've drilled all the way through them now with a 5/16. Those rivets aren't even trying to budge. They're loose in this top plate here, but they're not even trying to move through the ball joint or the lower part. So I think my only option at this point is to get a bigger drill bit and just drill them all the way out, or at least drill them all the way out from the top side and then try to work them through. I think I'll be fine on these 3, but this one right here I got a little bit off center, so we'll see how she goes. I won't make you guys watch that. Could it be? Could it be? Simple as that. Okay, I got us a new bolt-in lower ball joint from Moog. And we'll install our grease fitting, hopefully. Well, here we go. A little bit of grease on the splines, a little bit of grease in our socket here for our ball joints, and slam it back together. I think we'll have an easier time putting the sway bar link in once everything's bolted back up. So go ahead and wait on that. Alright, 50 foot-pounds on these bolts that hold the ball joint into the arm, and 100 foot-pounds on the big one. There we go. $177 foot-pounds. Alright folks, I think that's it for that ball joint. I've got to grease it, and then I dropped the sway bar links in. I'll have to set the truck down and tighten those up when they're at ride height. So nothing exciting to see there. If you want a detailed video about how to install sway bar links, just search YouTube for every IFS four-wheel drive truck ever, and you should find it. Alright guys, we've made a sufficient mess in the front of the truck. Let's move to the back. What do you guys want to do first? You want to do those spring hanger brackets or the differential cover? I think we'll do the spring hanger brackets first. That's going to be the harder job, and then hopefully it'll be smooth sailing from then. Yeah, that figures. Yeehaw. Holding on by a thread, huh? Be pretty scary if that thing broke going down the road. So we're in the same exact position that we were in the last time I did this job. Except that was on a Ford, but yeah, the bolt is seized in the bushing, so yeah. Helps if you go the right way, smart guy. So all it's doing right now is pushing the bushing out. Come on. Okay, so just like the last time we did this, the bolt comes out of the spring just fine. It just won't come out of this shackle. Yeehaw. You guys only saw that for a few seconds, but it's been going on for quite some time. Alright folks, let's get back to our ungodly mess here. It's the following morning. It's a little bit cooler. Hopefully I have a little bit better attitude. I did get the right side installed last night before I called it quits. And would you believe it if I told you that this bolt just came right out? No problems at all. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and install the left side this morning. Here it is. It's a Dorman part. As far as I know, they're the only ones that make them. And when I opened the box, somebody's already been in here and they stole the bolts out of it. So it's supposed to come with bolts and locking nuts. So no big deal. I stopped and picked some up this morning. They're M10 bolts and I got nylock nuts for them. So let's get to it. bolts are actually in good shape, so no worries there. Come on, fingers, work. Well, there it is. I think it's a slight improvement over the old one. Some assembly required. See, even the inside was ready to pop out on that one, so it's a good thing we caught this. So for now, these two bolts here are just snug, and then we'll tighten those up once we get the truck down at ride height. Well, this is a part of the job where we find out that all the teeth are stripped off the ring gear. Or some other horrible thing. I guess these are 13mm, or they used to be. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, half-inch is still a little sloppy. What do you think, 12mm? There we go. Want to work on old junk like this, you got to get over loving your tools. There we go. That is some black looking oil. Somewhere under there is a gear set. Love these carbide scrapers. He's out there hunting something. What are you trying to get, Pop? Leave those chipmunks alone. So the magnet, I believe, needs to go down, but it probably doesn't make a huge difference. And we'll use some new bolts. I don't feel like messing with those crusty old ones. Well, let's try that again. These are 5/16. This is one of those late 80s, early 90s design trucks where they're a frustrating mix of inch and metric fasteners. Drives you crazy working on them. No torque spec listed for these cover bolts, so we're going to go 20 foot-pounds and see how that works. GM says to use an 80/90 gear oil, GL5 rated, such as this Pennzoil, and it holds about 2 quarts. Yeah. Alright folks, there you go. How to do all kinds of stuff to your 1991 GMC pickup. I took it for a drive. Runs good, drives good. I don't see any leaks, so I'm happy with it. It's time to send it home. And those intake manifold gaskets were definitely bad. It's not that big of a deal to change them out. Like I said, it's not as common of an issue on these older 350s, but like on the Vortec engines, pretty common problem. I couldn't tell you how many Buick 3800 V6s I've done lower intake manifold gaskets on. Not as much of an issue on the overhead cam engines, but you know, like the 2-valve Ford modular engines had a lot of intake manifold leaking issues. So, common problem on any V configuration engine. So anyway, I'm not sure how much video will come out of this. I feel like it's going to be a lot. I may have to split this into 2 parts. However long the video ends up being, this is about 10.5 hours worth of work. So it's a fair amount of labor to get all those things done. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I've got to keep moving. I got an oil change back there. I got a front pinion seal to change over here. And both of those have to be done by the end of the day. So, see you next time. Certified squirrel free. Well, we'll see about that. Wonderful.